have power. We have the technology. Could it be?
We're
Is
alive.
it me?
It's
What?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, wow, you really weren't kidding, were you? It's 1995, you guys, and we are alive with GeoCities. Woo!
Whoa, GeoCities.
It is actually looking pretty darn nice. If anybody is here, thank you for bearing with us. It's probably just me on the chat list. Oh no, there are people. Hi, people. Thank you all for linking some amazing Please Hold music. Yes. Becca wins instantly with Benny Hill because who doesn't love running around in circles all day? Not looking at you, Curse of Strahd crew.
Hey!
Welcome everybody to Dungeon Crawls, your local friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? No, wait, that's Marvel. We'll get sued by the copyright lich. Your fellow lovely friendly DMs who run D&D and Overwatch and other amazing games on a semi-regularly-ish kind of basis. Starting with a new thing tonight, which is me, the sneaky DM who snuck in here, and don't tell them I'm here. Shh, 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 they won't notice. Shh, it'll be fine. Tonight we're running a multi-shot set in my lovely homebrew world of the island of Marais, where there is a lovely little city which is made entirely of libraries. Yep, that's right. The taverns are libraries. The bookshops are libraries. The libraries are, in fact, not libraries. The toilets, no, libraries are also libraries. Everything is #a library. With these amazing adventurers are going to go off and discover some new things as they've been requested to do a secret thing, do a thing, and it'll be amazing. So, without further ado, I am your DM for this evening, the illustrious, amazing, unusual, possibly hyper from one too many Jolly Ranchers, all of the above, at Tempest Libris, on the Twitters, aka Christina, or, as my lovely name says, the Grand Librarian, because that's totally what I'm going with and GM for the evening. And I'm going to ask my lovely players to introduce themselves, starting with Stick It, and I always do this to Brian. I introduced you and then asked you to introduce yourself. Would you like to introduce yourself and your character then, my dear?
Hi, I'm Snicket at Snicketies on Twitter, and yeah, I am going to be playing Promise, a Tiefling Warlock Unicorn Pact. And Promise is her name because she made a promise, not a pact, to always do her best and to protect the innocence in the world, and always to be the light. So that is her.
I take it that now it's my turn. I am at Hermley on the Twitter. I am playing Latian, a bard of fey glamour. He likes stories, long walks on the beach, and, some cuddles.
Dear God, how am I supposed to follow up intros like that? All right.
I would suggest just like a metal scream, like something out of like 1987.
I can try. You might not like it because it'll go into your ears too. Anyway, I'm Jacob. On Twitter, I'm trying not to lurk. Sometimes I'm successful and sometimes I'm not. I'm playing Red, the, red-headed halfling rogue. He is an arcane trickster, and he will hopefully make some amusing bad decisions and not unamusing bad decisions. We'll see.
I guess it's me then. I am Cake, or Leslie, known as I Lives in a Cake on Twitter, and today I am playing a gnome wizard called Florence the Forgetful. She calls herself that because she doesn't actually forget, she just gets people to tell them her secrets. And that's her.
My name is Kyle. I'm playing Carcius, the Tiefling Storm Sorcerer. He is a bit of a charlatan who when he is not adventuring, sells worthless items as magical, wonderful things, and pockets the money.
I feel like we should all aspire to these goals. You want some dragon's breath? I've got dragon's breath fresh in the bottle. That bottle looks suspiciously empty. Ah, no, sir, it's just dragon's breath.
Invisible.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's invisible dragon's breath.
I see that you've done this before.
Wink. Wink,
But
wink,
when
nudge,
you
nudge.
breathe, do you see your breath? Of course not, unless it's very cold. You'll notice it's summertime around here right now.
Only 20 silver a bottle.
I mean, that's a steal at half the price, and that's cutting my own throat. Oh no, wait, here comes the right lich yet again, striking me down. Sorry, guys. Them copyright liches. That's from Terry Pratchett, if you did not know. Cutting my own throat. Without further ado, with some amazing sounding characters, we're gonna begin our little tale. Our first of many stories. And it begins like any other tale, really, with a group of heroes setting off into not the sunset. That would be a very lousy tale, wouldn't it? You setting off on the skyship you bought passage on, and it is drifting over the island of Mare very slowly, almost sedately, almost as sedate as the very relaxed looking captain at the helm of the ship. A very relaxed looking tabby, Tabaxi, who you might think might have been in at the catnip just a little bit. No, not the kind of catnip that makes your cat way too excited. No, this is the chill kind of catnip. And as his tail just slightly twitches back and forth, he glances around and looks over at you, Florence. What are you doing on this ship that is flying hundreds of feet above the ground?
I would probably be at the side of the ship, staring through. Is there like a little porthole? Just like in awe of what's going on.
And as you look down, you can see hundreds of feet below you a traveling caravan winding across the Frost Peak Mountains, just making its way, little arcane sparks just drifting off every now and then, and you get a brief glimpse of. Make a perception check for me.
Ooh. Oh, that's not bad. 18.
You get a hint of something white and shimmering in the distance. Make a nature check for me.
Oh, net 20. So 23.
So, with that natural 20, for a moment, your heart is filled with this pure dread of white gales, mountain, flying. And then you realize it doesn't have wings, and then somehow it is still flying. And it's not necessarily scales all the way. There's patches of fur, and it shimmers, and you think to yourself, look, dragon. It's a luck dragon.
Oh.
Flying through the sky. You get DM inspiration, which you can use at any time.
Woohoo!
For seeing the amazing luck dragon.
That's unexpected. I like it. I'm going to watch it for a while and see if I can see some of the other people on board, some of my other party members, and sort of wave them over so I can point them down to them.
You look around and you see Promise. What are you doing at this moment in time?
Oh, Promise is probably losing her goddamn little mind of this is so cool, and just peeking over the railings and
Yeah.
What's this? What's this? What's that? Oh, that's so cool. Oh,
You see it too? Look, tiny.
oh, it's so beautiful.
Can we go follow it?
Can we? Oh, that'd be wonderful. Oh, because I want to know more. Never seen
need
anything
to-
like it.
We need to talk to the captain.
Yes.
And as you head up towards the captain, you bump into Cassius. What are you doing on the ship at this moment in time?
Right now, Carcius is doctoring a bottle of water or to look different colors and in an attempt to sell to some of the crew.
This ship is very unusual, and it has a crew of one. The one crew member being the captain. So I'm gonna need you to make. Let's make a deception check on this one. See how well you can kind of like, or maybe sleight of hand.
Either one's fine.
Feeling. Oh, I'm gonna say sleight of hand to see if you can mix together some concoction, which might help a deception
well.
check. Well, I was about to say which might help a deception check later, but with that roll, I'm gonna let you bank ADM's inspiration for later.
All right.
And if you are going to deceive the captain with this, you will have advantage on deception rolls to make him believe that this is anything but a bottle of water.
Okay. Cool. Let me go see if I can sell this to him.
Oh.
So, with Florence the front, Promise behind, Cassius now trailing, 3 little ducks in a row, Red. You watch this with, I don't know, it is an unusual sight seeing a tiny tiefling, a little gnome, and another tiefling, all 3 in a row. How are you feeling about this, and what are you up to, buddy?
The 3 of them wandering along all together means something is about to happen, so I'm going to follow them. You know what? Can I try to stealth?
Yes, you can. Make a stealth check for me.
Let's see, stealth.
Okay,
That is a terrible stealth roll for him.
it is, but Florence, Cassius, and Promise Cassius, even, what is your passive perception?
My
Well.
passive perception is
I'm
An
not
11.
a wise woman.
Yeah, the 3 of them do not notice you. You're thinking to yourself, if I was here with an experienced rogue, they would probably be chastising me and like hitting me over the head for making like my feet on the woods just a little bit too loud. Like your robes are like your clothes are a little bit too like scratchy, but those 3 just don't.
Yeah,
notice you at
they're.
all.
I'm gonna have to nat 1 for any of them to passively notice me.
Yeah.
I just am. So I will quietly follow along behind them to see what sort of nonsense they're about to get up to.
1, 2, 3, 4 little ducks now lined in a row. Latian? Lassian? Lassian?
Lation.
Latian.
For now.
You see 3 little ducks. And then you realise there is a 4th one there because he's out in the open, and even if he tries to duck behind you, you occasionally go, okay. The others, not so much because he's behind them, but you see these 4 little ducks all wandering towards the captain. What are you up to, buddy?
Well, first, I assume that Red is sort of, like, actively sort of trying to be nonchalant, so I will respect this, and I will understand that he is following these other 3, but I will assume that he's not really there, just to make him feel better.
You know what? I'll look over at Latian and do the whole thing where you put the 1 finger up to your lips. Like, shh.
Okay, you see behind a sort of leathery, ornate gold leaf mask, one eye just sort of wink at you. And I'll finish flipping through my book, stand up sort of humming, and just sort of saunter along, knowing that some shit's going to go down, and this should be interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little ducks went walking one day on a flying ship sailing far away. And as you hear this little rhyme, you realize that is not in fact the DM speaking, but the Tabaxi captain watching you very bemused as he watched you all saunter up to him. And he just takes a paw and leans against the ship binny thing. That's the technical term for it, everybody.
Are
Wheel.
we the
Wheel?
are we the only passengers on the ship, or are there others?
You are the only passengers on the ship.
Oh, that's even better.
And he just sort of leans on the wheel and looks. How may I be of assistance, little ducklings?
Well, have I got a business opportunity for you today, sir? I'm going to pull out the bottle which I had just mixed up and said, look at this. Pure dragon spit. In bottle, never been opened, wonderfully magical. It can cure anything from bad breath to pink eye to being hard of hearing. I'm telling you, all these guys around me, they will tell you how much this can cure. And I'm selling it today for the low price of 50 silver.
Only 50 silver for pure dragon's breath.
I get it wholesale. Cut out the middleman, sir.
Do you get it straight from the dragon?
Indeed.
Is that like, you see, I'm vegan, so is that, kosher with you? Like, is that on the up and up, or were any dragons harmed in the making of this potion?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is all completely willingly given. No GMO. Non guilt-free spit. Saliva, even.
Okay. Christina is going to need you to roll a deception check with advantage for me. Okay. Oh, buddy. You rolled a natural 1. So he just looks at you for a moment and goes, huh.
Did I?
No,
Oh, he
I
did.
rolled a natural 1.
Nice. I confused him.
He just looks at you like he is a well-seasoned, well-traveled captain in the employ of the Crystalline City, and he just looks at you not knowing if you're telling him the truth, but also at the same time, 50 silvers, white as steel. So, because 50 silver is essentially 5 gold, and he's just going, listen, I could stand here all day giving you 50 silver, which would, if I ever let one of my barbarian friends count out, would take a very long time. Or I could just give you 5 gold. How about
5
that?
gold works too.
5 gold for a bottle of dragon. Which color dragon was that? Again?
I look at the bottle and it's green, so it came from a green dragon.
That's good to know that green dragons have green spit. I'll certainly ask the library about that. They may want to buy this. Nothing. I'll take the bottle off your hands. 5 gold, you said? 5 gold. And he passes you 5 gold. Easy enough.
Awesome. I'll hand him the bottle.
He takes the bottle and he attaches it to a little clip at his waist where you can see a couple of other vials on his person, and he just sort of gives you a smile like, I'm going to sell this at the city for 20 gold. So thanks, buddy.
I just smile and pleasure doing business with you, and kind of saunter off.
Yeah, 1 little duckling and still 4 left. What? Can I help you guys with anything? Are you okay enjoying the view?
The view is amazing. Did you see the dragon? Can we please follow it? It would be fantastic.
The, which one?
What do you mean, which one? There's
Which of the dragons?
the white, sparkly one. The luck dragon.
Yeah. I mean, I could, but I'm already an employee of some kind of worse than a dragon. Have you ever met a librarian who hasn't had her adventures delivered to her on time? It's kind of like waking... Is the gnomish term Poking a bear.
Yeah, it's a big one too because bears are a lot bigger and it's quite
Yeah.
scary. No, I get that. Okay, but that dragon looks cool.
Yeah, that's probably Haku. He's
You
he's
know
pretty
it?
chill. I mean, most of the
So if we go find him, then he might come back to the librarian with us, right? And wouldn't the librarian be thrilled if the dragon came to visit
I don't
at the
know.
same time?
Would you be thrilled if a dragon came to visit your ward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Make a persuasion roll with disadvantage.
For all of us?
Which
I
which
will
one
let-
of us?
I will let who was leading the charge. Okay, I'll give it to you because you're all trying to persuade. I'll give it to you as straight roll, and it's gonna be Florence.
Uh-oh, which dice that one? What am I doing? Persuasion. And that's a 16.
Okay. Mm,
Do we get a dragon? Do we get a dragon?
you see, I would, but I don't want to get us off course. And you've not met the librarian sage yet. She's pretty formidable. Tiny, but formidable.
You see Florence just pout and look a little bit upset, almost to the point where she wants to stamp her foot, but she nods and
But
just looks away sadly.
But I'll do you ducklings a deal.
Hmm?
You take care of whatever business that Sage has got going on that she needs yet more adventurers for.
Hmm?
You take care of that, and I'll take you to see Haku.
I just wrap my arms around her legs and just squeeze tightly.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you!
You're welcome.
Pardon
Please
me.
don't get drool on my fur.
What exactly did you mean by keeps needing more adventurers?
Oh, she's always got, like, adventurers going up there. You know, just simple jobs, the likes.
Do they come back?
Yeah. They just don't really often want a second job. They usually get given, like, ridiculous amounts of money, and then they're like, that's it, I'm done with the adventuring life. I'm gonna retire and be somewhere.
I would like to insight check
Yeah.
that answer.
You're more than welcome to.
That's a total of a 9.
He seems to be telling the truth. He seems like a little blasé about, like, they just get a lot of money. They don't necessarily keep a lot of money. But they get a lot of money. I mean, that's why she sent for you. She heard about your exploits, your tales, stories. You know, librarians. They like stories.
Yes. So I've heard.
Which you would know about because you're a bard. Bards like stories, tales.
I've been known to read and recite a few, yes.
Stories are the best.
Stories are good things.
I like stories.
Pirate stories are the best.
I disagree.
I'm not too fan of pirate stories. Mostly.
It's alright, these are romantical pirates.
Ah, that's okay then. And you watch as he draws an arcane sigil in the air with a claw before letting off a soft twist of his hand, and you watch as a shimmering, almost amber-colored magic sparkles into the air and then lifts into the sail, and you drift higher than you did before. And soon you can no longer see the dragon, but you see the soft peaks of the mountain. And it is after about another hour or so of travel that you finally see a twinkle of something reflective in the sky. And then I need you all to make perception checks for me.
4.
I have a passive perception of 20.
Nice.
I'm rolling good today.
But apparently when I roll, it becomes a 10. Ha ha.
Florence, you're still thinking about that dragon, and then you take a look over and you see that Red's minor illusioning, like Promise's story about unicorns, like this little unicorn sort of braying, and it's the cutest thing ever. Lation, you're just like still thinking about adventurers.
I'm actually adding my own minor illusion, sort of off to the side of Red's, of a giant Red Bull on fire.
There is now a giant Red Bull on fire beside a unicorn. It's looking pretty wild over there. Promise and Cautious, you hear this thunder first, but after a moment you all hear this rumble of thunder, but no crack of lightning. You see no flashes, and as you look up you see the giant storm clouds that drift beneath a giant city, impossibly thick dark clouds, and the city almost seems to float upon it. And above the city you see gleaming brass and faded green patches, large glass windows in each building, and these beautiful towers, these gigantic buildings. But what you notice, Cautious, more than anybody, is the giant ballista pointing at your ship.
Does it look like it's loaded and ready to fire? Or
It looks like it is loaded and ready to fire.
that's not good. Is there somebody like aiming at us and ready to, and actually like in the process of firing it, or is it just like there?
You see there is a tiny little figure aiming it towards you and your ship.
I'm going to alert the captain that, hey, there's a ballista like aiming right at us. We should probably do something about that.
He just smiles.
Hmm?
Oh, I take it that's normal.
1, 2, 3. Florence, in your head you hear, "Unknown vessel, please state your business or prepare to be shot from the sky."
Whoa. That. Can I? Oh, I'm going to send a message back to whatever voice it is.
Yeah.
Can I do that? I
You
within
can, 'cause
range.
with
No, I
message.
can't. Yeah. Oh, but it's only within range. I'm going to send a message to the captain, saying they're asking us to state our business and who we are.
Griffin. And he just sort of sighs, and you watch as he taps a circular badge on his, like, lapel, pats it and goes, "This is the Silver Moon. In the cradle on the Silver Moon. We are preparing to dock. Please don't shoot us down. Again."
That sounds mundane.
Excuse me. Again.
We don't talk about what happened in 96.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
I cast Mage Hand and do like a giant thumbs up towards the ballista.
You watch as another thumb in a sort of arcane blue appears above a tiny looking individual at this point, and as you start to pull in, you realize as you get closer there is this tiny looking human man, just big giant thumbs up above his head, and then he waves at you.
The Mage Hand waves back and it goes for a high five.
The mage hand also high fives
Yes.
your mage hand,
Perfect.
and in the cradle just goes, "I love," before taking out the gangplank and going down as readying to dock. And you have arrived at the Crystalline City, and there, the human man, dressed smartly, wearing layers upon layers of protections and arcane wards, is a greeter? A gentleman? with a pen at his side instead of a sword. And he takes out his notebook and he flips it open, clicks his pen, gets ready, and he's like, "Good evening, visitors. May I get your names for the records and yours? Please state your businesses. Hi, my name is Griffin. I will be your greeter for the day. Welcome to the Crystalline City."
Hi, I'm Red.
Is that R-E-D or R-H-E-D-D?
No, RHEDD. It's yeah.
It's a very common halfling name.
Well, yes.
Although I feel like they pronounce it in the sound as Reth.
Maybe.
I've heard it both ways. He writes down your name and then gives you a little badge and holds it out to you.
Little badge. Is it like a star or?
It is like a circle. It is a circular shape, and it has got 4 gems on it, which seem crystal clear at the moment, and a larger stone at the center. Again, it's like a smoky quartz though at the center, whereas the others kind of look like more like a cubic conia. Business, just clear. Make a intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. 13.
Definitely not diamond.
What's
Probably.
this?
Ah, that's your visitor? I can't speak today, sir. I've had a really tough day. I've been talked to by a lot of adventurers, and this is how I'm gonna be speaking now. It's a visitor badge. You have to put it on your lapel to make sure we know where you are at all times in the city, just in case you were hooligans up to no good.
So you can track me with magic or something when I'm wearing it?
Yeah.
Like everybody?
Yeah.
All the time?
All the time? I mean, it's not got like a sound thing going, because we did try that one, but that was really awkward when somebody went to the toilet.
I see.
So we just went with the standard location device.
So you guys know wherever I am all the time because I'm wearing this.
Correct.
Because
Inside
I
the
would
city.
always be wearing this whenever I'm here.
Yes. In the city limits. Correct.
Okay. And he'll take it and he'll sort of attach it on his lapel.
He gives you a thumbs up.
And I'll wander after him. I'm like, "It'll be fine, Reed. It's so pretty. It makes you look awesome. Hi, I'm Forgetful. No, I'm Florence. Oh god, I keep forgetting my name. I'm Florence the Forgetful."
I'm Griffin. I'm a human man. It's a pleasure to meet you. He bends down and shakes your hand.
And I shake it back, like really enthusiastically. You've got a really pretty city, by the way.
Thanks. I really like it. Maybe not the hand. Okay, and he finally lets go and he goes, "Wow, that's a really strong handshake." And he writes down your name and gives you a badge as well.
Thanks! And I just sort of wander off to the side and attach it and just stare at it prettily, excitedly.
They know where we are all the time. Sometimes I want to not have people know where I am.
Is that because you take a really long time in the toilet?
Look, sometimes it takes longer than others, okay? And he's just kind of hunch down and just sulk a little bit. I always know where I am all the time.
Florence will wander just closer to him and just pat his back consolingly.
He just sort of goes between the two of you and then looks up at Promise and is like, "Can I take your name?"
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, I'm Promise.
Promise, and he writes it down neatly and quickly and then offers you a badge. I really like your horn. Really cool.
Oh, thank you. I'm quite fond of it. And she'll take the badge. and put the badge on and move to the side. The thumbs up.
He gives a double thumbs up, like, yay, buddies. And then he looks at Lation and Carcius.
Carcius kind of takes a look at him and says, "Hey, come on! I thought you recognized me. It's me, Carcius. I've been here so often. I mean, like, I practically live here. I mean, do I really need to wear one of these badges while I'm here? I mean, come on, you know who I am, what I'm doing here."
He has that look, that frightened look when somebody's like, oh, hey, long time no see, it's me. And you're there going, I don't know who this is. Do I know who this is? And there's that moment of pure panic of not remembering and just going,
Hey, you recognize me, right?
yeah, cautious. Uh-huh. Yep. That's with one. All right, sir. One. And he just like slowly writes the name down going, I mean, you know the rules. You have to wear the badge.
Come on. I mean, do we really have to? I mean, I've been here 100 times. Nothing's gonna happen. You know how it is.
But the rules, sir.
Oh,
You need to
come
make a
on.
persuasion check a disadvantage.
I was gonna slip him some gold, too.
Oh, buddy.
Alright. Persuasion, disadvantage, go! That's not good. Ah, no, not disadvantage.
He just like
Yeah.
looks at you and goes, I know it's a pain and everything, but it's really for the security of the city. So I'm just gonna put it on you, and I mean what happens later is not, that's not my responsibility. And he literally just ties the pin badge to you like real quick. It's like click click click, haha, and gives you like a double thumbs up and like, and the smile's that nervous smile of like, do I remember him?
I just beam at him like he's my best friend and just kind of just wait for him to finish with everybody else.
He then looks at you with that natural one and he goes, Do you owe me money?
I make shifty eyes a little bit, and I go, why would you think that?
I feel like you owed me that.
As soon as he says that, I will sort of like interject myself between the two and just sort of like, I am Latian Lorskald of the Summer Court. Please record my name and give me my badge.
He, as soon as you say Summer's Court, looks very nervous and bows a little bit and writes down your name neatly and efficiently.
I hold out my hand for the badge.
And he places the badge in your hand.
I put the badge in a pocket and then sort of wait a moment, and like there's a slight shimmer on my lapel and there's a badge that appears there.
He gives you a double thumbs up as well. Like, yep. Okay, everybody, if you keep your hands and arms inside the ride at all times, it's not a ride, we're just walking. But I like saying that anyway because I think it's fun and hijinks. If you follow me, I'll take you to see Sage, for she's got an amazing quest, I'm sure, for you. Nothing bad ever happens in them. Okay, everybody, follow me! And he just sort of takes an umbrella, pops it up and holds it above his head, and starts walking in towards a double doors, which are gleaming brass, and as soon as they push open, see the extent of this massive city. Everywhere you look, there are people reading, singing, writing. You might think libraries are quiet places, but this place is loud. There are robots everywhere, crystal golems everywhere, and everywhere you turn and look, there is a new piece of information, a new piece of technology being explored and catalogued and categorized as you head through towards the main central reserve headed in the research district. It is beautiful here. And as you approach, Griffin places his hand on the doors and then turns and looks. Okay, everybody, I see. And he checks to make sure that you're all. He's like, 1, 5, 5. Yay! Okay, good. I didn't lose any this time. That's gonna be a marked improvement for me. Yay! And he goes, okay, I'm not gonna go in. The stage is kind of scary, and she yelled at me for like an hour for losing some adventurers, so I'm just gonna let you go on through. I'm sure her bark is much worse than her bite. And he pushes open the door and through into the central reserve.
Well. Wow.
In the central reserves, there is a singular tree gleaming in fairy lights, sprinkle different colours
Pretty.
at various times. And reaching up above the tree is an opaque crystal dome, pure in one piece. A singular light drifts in, and a cool breeze just fills this room. You see a few leaves fall from the tree onto scattered tables below. This is the Central Reserve, one of the vast public reading rooms in the Crystalline City. There are smooth stone walls, ornate archways, exposed bookcases upon bookcases. There are tables, desks, scholars, and they all seem to bear the same badge as you do. But at the centre of the room, beneath Oxford, the great reading tree, is a very wide-eyed looking lady with strange eyes bulging beneath large, thick, ornate spectacles, and she is reading a giant red leather book with black writing on it, and it reads The Fall of Mornset. And she peeks up and peers over at you before smiling at you.
DM, quick question.
Yes.
How summer court does this place feel?
This place, if you were on a scale of 1 to 10, like the tree and the fairy, would make you think summer court, but would definitely be more court than like the outlying sort of lower end of the court. So this definitely feels more Titania-esque, at least to the tree. The rest of the building and the design of the archways is very unusual. Make a history check.
Alrighty.
History check?
Yeah,
Everyone or
everybody can make one.
Yay,
okay.
history.
That's 2. Sorry, that's a 5. A total of a 5 after the natural 1.
It rings
15.
like you kind of trying to piece together like the architectural design nation, but it's really foreign and unfamiliar to you.
I would still, just with this sort of vibe I'm getting, I would still sort of whisper very softly, eat nothing, drink nothing, make no deals.
Promise you again don't recognize anything. Red and Cautious, you've never seen anything like this in all of your travels. This is not Dwarven, this is not Elven, this is not Dragonborn, though few that they are after the fall of their empire. This isn't Halfling design, it's very unfamiliar to you. Florence with a 22. This isn't even of this plane or any of the planes surrounding. You have a feeling that this design is very alien, very foreign. But you can't. The word verse seems to come to your mind, but you can't quite place it exactly.
I'm just in awe of everything and just like keeping an eye on just like the design and all the little details. Sort of like taking notes in my mind.
You take a few notes marking it. If something like this architecture comes up, I'm going to give you advantage in the future as you take.
Cool.
Just remember that. This tiny looking woman just looks up at you all, and then she consults a piece of paper before she looks up at you again. And she goes, Hail and well met adventurers. You've finally arrived, I see. I hope the passage wasn't too terrible.
We saw a luck dragon.
Oh, my. That
Yeah, the
is-
captain wouldn't go after it though.
It was really pretty.
Was it? And she pulls a drawer out from beside her. She flicks through a few folders before consulting and goes, was it Haku?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what the captain said anyway.
He's very grumpy without his morning coffee. But I didn't bring you here to speak of coffee and dragons. I brought you here because I have heard tale of your adventures and your exploits, and I would very much like to employ you in a matter of great importance. I require you to get me a book. A specific book, I should add.
What's the book?
It is a beautiful book. It is the book of... And she takes a moment to compose herself before finishing the word Chronepsis.
Chronepsis?
I mean, it's just the one but yes, the Book of Chronepsis.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to mock you. Goodness.
It's
Um,
okay.
Have I heard of such a book?
You can make
Yeah.
a history check or a religion check if you want.
Same.
Ooh, religion.
Yeah, why
They're
not?
both the same.
Haha! I have never heard of this book.
Nope, never heard of it.
17, 8, 12, 13. Not natural 20. Okay, so modified 20. So with a 17 and a 20, you both know that Chronepsis is the dragon deity of faith, death, and judgment.
That sounds like an intriguing book.
He's not a good god, but not a bad god either. He is a pretty, one might say, neutral god. And
Can I roll an insight check? There's, with our friend Griffin, who seems to be incredibly afraid of this person.
so you want to figure out if she's lying about her demeanor, or if
It's more her demeanor. Yeah, if this is like an act.
Oh yeah, sure. You can make an insight check on her.
We're gonna do the roll 20 roll. Yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
You get the feeling that she chooses her words very carefully. Whether that is from a temper or from a technique she has taught herself on how to clearly enunciate. You do note, though, with that natural 20, that her accent isn't local from Marais. It's almost an older almost like an older dialect from, you would guess, more Draconic or Dragonborn, like from the Undral Empire, which was a huge empire, which fell, which had a lot of like half-elves and elves living there, so it'd be too far out to think that, you know, she could come from that area. But they fell like a long time ago, though there are still some pockets of like places where people live. It just makes you wonder a little bit, like, is she pausing because she's angry? Or because she's trying to control what she's saying?
Okay. I assume we're sort of gathered around a table or something here under this tree, correct?
It is a big main reception desk which curves around the tree.
And she's behind the desk.
And she is behind the desk.
I am going to sort of take a few steps to say the right. Just to not distance myself, but to almost not give her one like target group to talk to, so she has to, there's more movement in it. There's more chance for something else to come out.
Divide the attention, so to speak.
Yeah, sort of like make it be just not quite as simple. And I'm just going to keep a very close eye on her and her words.
Interesting.
But I will not, like, nothing that is aggressive in any way, or like I will be perfectly, like, there's no, it's more of a, I'm curious more than anything. Like, I don't sense any, like,
Hostile intent.
yeah, there's no hostile intentions I'm sensing. It's just sort of like a, interesting.
Right. She looks at you and takes a moment before turning her attention to the two groups now. And she turns and pushes the chair back so she can get you both in a more comfortable view. If you can find this book, I will give you 5,000 gold pieces.
Each?
Between the five of you.
Oh, okay. I thought I would ask.
Karsian's ears prick up at the mention of 5,000 gold pieces.
But if you are successful in obtaining this book, I might have additional book requests that would be increasing in value depending on difficulty of the job. I also take receipts for if you had to purchase anything in your pursuit of the book.
Do you know where it is?
I know where it was.
Well, that's a start. Where was it?
It was in Istal by the Endarkian Sea.
Installed by the Endarkian? Okay, there we go.
Yes, it was seen aboard. It was heard of being in the possession of pirates.
Pirates, did you say?
Pirates.
Are they romantic ones?
I hope.
Let's go.
She starts to as she's saying not. You're like, let's go. And she's like, I do have this, and she pulls out a singular crystal gem. If you do find the book, as long as you're on this plane, you will be able to contact me with this gem. Just tap it in and say my name, which is my full name. I realize names can be used against you, but I have taken precautions against that after the last Fey incursion. It is Sage Arnud.
Okay.
Wait, did you say Fey incursion?
Yes.
I look around at where we are. Who was it?
It was. I believe it was the Accords. But they were not successful. People do not understand that anyone without a badge is. We are alerted to their presence immediately and are dealt with accordingly.
I'm going to definitely side-eye Red as much as I can.
Lation, you can make a insight check with advantage.
Yay!
Advantage is a good thing.
Yes.
Advantage is a good thing. The way she spoke changed when she spoke with about dealing with.
More.
More calmed and controlled and calculating.
I will make Latian will remember this.
You'll remember this. As a little bar appears and everybody turns to look and goes, okay. If this is acceptable for you all, would accept this mission, then I just have a little. And she opens a bag at her side and pulls out a ream of paperwork. And she just smiles at you. I just have a contract for you to sign.
Before we sign anything, obviously various expenses will have to be done by us to retrieve this book for you. Is there any chance of having some kind of forward of our rewards so we can buy the things you may need to see this quest done correctly?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, go.
Nice. I will give you 20% up front.
That should be sufficient.
If you will sign the contract.
Florence steps forward and peers over the desk. She can probably just see over the desk, and she will go, "Do you have a pen?"
She pulls out 1 pen, 2 pens, 3 pens, 4 pens, 5 pens.
I look at the others and I pick up a pen. Shall we?
Sign my name and get gold sounds good. Good deal to me.
How dangerous is this going to be?
As far as I am aware, there haven't been any sightings of dragon turtles in that area in a very long time. And the pirates would be long dead by now.
Oh, boo.
But,
Okay.
this was why I was worried when you said romance. But as far as I am aware, it is just a simple job. She blinks slowly.
But if it's so simple, why haven't you gone and got it?
I am. I believe the term is squishy.
I look down at myself and I'm like, yeah, I understand that, and I sign the paper.
Kind of want to read my paper before I sign it.
You can read it.
All right, let's get reading.
It is very lengthy and very complex. Make an intelligence check.
Thankfully, I'm a smart guy. I can
Oh.
figure it out.
No, Christina, we want the whole text.
Well, that's an intelligence save. Oh, well, that should be the same.
That's the same. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't have a bonus to my...
It is very complex and it is very difficult language. It's very legalese. There seems to be talks about acts of gods not being covered by their insurance, which, considering gods are actually a thing here, is a little bit concerning. But generally, it seems to cover you from if you are injured in the case of injured grievously. Whilst undertaking a mission, you will be compensated as such. Your expenses will be paid. Essentially, you're not throwing your life away on this. It doesn't give you any clues as to what you could be facing, but that any pay that you receive, if it is not of the right scale, so say if you go off on this adventure facing, your compensation will be adjusted accordingly.
Very good. I just want to make sure on this contract because I use contracts in my work.
Yes.
Then I go ahead and sign it.
Excellent. Lation promise, and I'm gonna assume Jacob does. Red does because Jacob's still here. Promise.
Well, promise. In that case, I will pull out a coin, a copper piece. No, electrum, as is fitting.
Yes.
Yes.
And I will sort of flip it in the air, sort of like I'll play the odds. But instead of like catching it, just like letting it fall, I'm going to grab it and slam it down on the table directly between myself and Sage, like sort of like a let's see what happens when she's startled.
Oh dear sweet God.
Are you trying to startle her?
A wee bit.
Oh boy, buddy. Okay.
Even out of what you do.
I'm gonna back slowly away.
No, this is just like a quick like flip it up in the air and slam, catch it down.
Yeah, I know. I have no ability to actually.
Oh, so you're slamming it down. You're not throwing it at her. Okay,
Oh no.
that's
I'm
two
not.
very different.
Yeah, no, I'm not throwing it at her. No, I'm
Okay,
just.
that's fine. I'm gonna stop looking up those spells then.
No, this is clearly just sort of like when I grab it, and you know how people will grab a flip a coin and like catch it and like put it on their back of their hand and to see what it is. I will do the same thing, except as I sort of catch it, I will slam it straight down onto the table between us.
Make an attack? Yeah, make an attack. It's on the table, so
So just a dexterity-based attack.
yeah,
What the hell? How about a rapier?
sure. That'll do. I mean, it's a table, so it wasn't gonna have an AC. You slam it down, and as soon as the noise hits, like boom, you watch as this spherical bubble pops up and around Sage instantly, like boop, and she just looks startled, and then she sort of laughs nervously, and she's like,
My eyes sparkle behind my mask.
don't, like very. She just like puts her hand over her heart, and then after a minute, the bubble does disappear. You can make an Arcana check if you want to know what she cast.
Ooh, can any of us do that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm good at Arcana.
Yeah.
Nah, not a good roll.
Damn it, that song is catchy. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Found you eventually. Let's see. 8:15. Mod 20. Dean and also mod 20. You know that she cast Otterluke's Resilient Sphere
Mm-hmm.
around herself.
Sounds official.
I will smile at her, and sort of reach down and pick up a pen, and like flourish like pure John Hancock over the top signature.
Do you use your true name, sir?
I sign it Latian Lorscald.
Cool. Just checking. No reason.
Don't test me, DM. You won't like me if you test me.
I'll do it at the doll, please.
Good one.
Presuming Red's also signs, we will handle that for later.
Yes.
She takes the paperwork and she puts it in her paperwork bag of holding, and she seals it up and she puts it down and she just pats it very fondly. I do like my paperwork. I am known for it. They call me a bit of a stickler for rules.
I appreciate it.
That's why fake contracts don't do very well around here. We do have a very large collection of them here, so they are entertaining to peruse. I do that on the weekends sometimes, in my downtime. She smiles and laughs, like she thinks it's like the best vacation ever.
I cast Fireball.
do you really?
I don't have Fireball now.
Okay. Oh, buddy, if you'd done that. Oh, boy. Room full of paper. Room full of paper.
How does Herm derail the multi-shot?
And so
Choo
the
choo!
group in the prison. She just looks at you all and she just smiles. If you need anything, please contact me. If not, I'm sure in the cradle will take you to Istal. And bring me back my book. Please.
Okay.
You are very good people. And I wish you the best of luck on this simple job. And as you turn to head out, she just smiles at you, waving slowly blinking.
Does it like a smile where she like knows something that we don't?
Make an insight check.
Natural one.
It's a really nice smile. She's a really pleasant woman.
Bye. Have fun in the library.
Carsius is too busy counting his share of the advance to care.
Yeah, she does give you the advance, and she feels like she did the right thing, giving you the money. Yep.
I like money.
Yeah. So she gives you 1,000 gold. Somebody may mark
Nice.
that.
Do you want to split it up right now, or just leave it in one big pile for everybody?
Group.
I'm
Group
okay with
funds.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
looking after it.
I don't think we should let Cautious have the gold. I'm just gonna
What makes you say that? I'm very good at making small amounts of money become large amounts of money, and then those large amounts of money become no money.
You know,
That-
Carcius? I think I've heard of this before. A great wizard named Ponzi used to talk about this sort of thing all the time.
He's an amateur.
How about somebody else looks after it? Just saying.
Yay!
We have another member of our party named Group Money. He's also a
Money,
bard.
$1 bills, y'all.
Yeah,
What
he's
up,
also a
Money?
bard. He's a hip hop bard.
Yep.
There.
Love it.
Unicorn bag of party funds. Nice.
I had to. Hush. I mean, Promise will hold it if people want. She has no qualms about doing so.
I can probably persuade her to give me gold to buy booze with.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I like that laugh or not. As you head out the library, you see a few scholars talking in hushed tones around tomes, and you see a couple of people arguing and debating fiercely. You see a lilac tiefling sort of tinkering with a tiny robot creature. You see somebody's almost climbing one of the bookcases, and no, just that one. She kicks open all the doors. And as you head out in there, you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, and you smell that sweet smell of vanilla that permeates this island. And you see Griffin still cowering in the corner, just sort of like, he gives you like a hesitant mage hand form of, yeah, like a in-between one before going up or down.
I'll make a mage hand that gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah, ditto.
His mage hand becomes 2 and he gives you a double thumb. Hi everybody, did you meet Sage?
I made her pop her sphere.
Oh!
All right.
There goes the DM. Ding ding inspiration. He just looks at you and he turns a bright shade of red, which goes up past his glasses to like the short spikes of his hair, and he just goes, okay then.
Oh, I didn't mean like that.
Yeah, that usually would cost us gold.
He just sits there for a moment and like stands there for a moment and tries to work this out before blushing even redder.
I lean in closer to him, just like right next to his ear, and say, "But if you want me to mean it that way, I could sure craft a story for it."
He just has an even more shade of red and is like, she's my boss, sir, and I've gone very high-pitched like a little boy wizard right now, and I don't really know why, but
Your testicles are ascending.
it is. It's like they're retracting back up there, because, oh my gosh.
It's a defense mechanism, I've heard of it.
Yes. She's my boss, sir, and, I don't, but I get thank you, but no thank you? Oh boy, they've really come back up there.
I can now only imagine that this is actually Nick.
I was starting to hear Mickey Mouse.
Oh boy.
Oh boy,
Oh jeez. Oh jeez, sir.
what's coming for my nuts?
And he just goes, and he pops his umbrella and it's just like,
Yeah, he does.
His umbrella suddenly gets erect and he holds it aloft over his head and goes, if you'll just all follow me.
What is this game? I love it.
Debauchery!
Debauchery!
You do hear that as soon as you yell debauchery, you do hear in the yell debauchery.
That's how you call and cry.
I follow along and hum a soft little tune.
Make a performance check.
Okay.
Oh boy, it's very pleasant, and you get a couple of people sort of listening in. There's a few people who nod their head and start taking that song and making it into a new one as you pass.
Just for
Bye.
reference, it's in the Hall of the Mountain King.
Which one's that one again? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I got that one. They do it really slow and creepy. And a couple of them start doing it in this really ethereal and weird voice until somebody goes, fucking Shadowfell. Bloody hell. And wanders off past them as they take this in a very goth way. A couple of others have gone more classic dwarven, but yeah, there's a couple of groups there that are going hardcore goth with it. And you are led back towards the sheep. Sheep?
Meh.
We're in Wales?
We're in Wales all of a sudden.
New Zealand. Ah.
Well,
Yay.
technically, yeah. You are led back to the ship, where in the cradle is just kind of still sort of slightly snoozing in the sun, tail twitching, his ears perk up at the sound, and then he looks up and he goes, take the job? Not take the job.
Take the job. We did it.
Cool. Good
All
job,
right.
guys. Good job,
Yeah.
Lookbox.
Yay!
I feel like you didn't level up, but
Aww.
well, all the better for the experience.
Yay!
We did get gold, however, so that's, just as important.
You got gold. His tail starts twitching excitedly, and he looks up and
We got gold.
Yes, you're not going to go fight with us, so you're not getting man.
well, that sucks. Makes a sad face.
But you'll be
Sad.
able to lounge on this wonderful ship in the sunlight while we do all the hard work.
You make a good point. He was like mid taking off his captain hat to boot size, but as soon as you say that, he's like, hat back on. I'm gonna enjoy the sunshine. Adventuring is for idiots. I mean, you'll be fine, I'm sure. It's a simple job. He pulls up he waits for you guys to get on.
March right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Pulls up the gangplank and waves to Griffin. Goes, oh wait, your badges! You don't want those on when you leave the city.
I just take one off and chuck it at him.
Let's see if he catches it. Actually, make a dexterity.
Check.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Na 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 na.
You go to throw it, and you don't manage to get the angle right, and it just throws down below, and he goes, that's okay, sir, you super tried hard.
I just shrug at him and go, oh well.
I place mine in my mage hand that I've cast again, and I collect up the others, and I mage hand it across to him.
Thank
He
you,
takes
Clarence.
it, and he uses Mage Hand to pick up the other one from Carsius, and just goes, I mean, that would have been super bad if you'd left with those on. You probably would have exploded and died.
I will include mine in the one that just sort of there's a pile on Florence's mage hand, but
Yeah.
I'm still wearing one. And I just smile at him.
Ooh.
He just sort of looks at you and just goes, but you might want you might want to, as like in the cradle starts to pull the ship away, and he's like, but just, and you watch as he starts to run along the dock, following the ship as it backs away, going, no, but sir, like.
I wave my hand in front of my lapel, and just like as my hand passes over, it disappears.
He's like fingertips in his like cheeks, pulling down his face, and like that gif, like almost screaming before he realizes the illusion, and he's like, and he gives you like a shaky maged hand thumbs up.
You should tell your boss that you love her. And I yell that. I yell that so everyone hears it.
There are a couple of like ballista marksmen who just sort of turn and then start snickering, and Griffin just turns an even brighter shade of red and then just sort of like goes, no, and just starts making like cutting motions over his neck with his mage hand, like, no.
My
As
work
in the
here is
cradle
done.
pulls back, and you guys take off, drifting again over the Frost Peak Mountain, and you see the deserts and Kaseya far below, and you see the purple worms coming up out of the dunes and into the sand far below. You see the wandering caravans looking a little more shifty, making their way over hills that you might expect from this distance, which they probably don't know might be very large purple worms. They're purple worms, not other kinds of. Yeah. You might think from this distance, looks like they might actually be going over the purple. They don't know that down there. They can't see the view you've got, and it is a stunning view. And you are brought to this amazing, beautiful, tiny little village. It takes a good half day of travel, and the sun is beginning to set, but you see this wonderful little village on the sea. But you have this image instead, because the image instead. And Istol is beautiful. From the topmost tavern stood on top of the hill, down this winding path to docks themselves, where you can see one big ship and fishing ships. In the cradle pulls up a good distance from the village before lowering the gangplank, still not landing fully. That would probably wreck the bottom of his boat even on this. And looking at you all, if you need me, I'll park up here for the next week or so. If you need a hand, come and fetch me. Say
You're offering one of your hands. That's incredibly generous.
technically Paul. But yeah, sure. Wait a second. And then he looks at you with like the narrow eyes.
I wink.
Hey, bullshit. If you want to stay the night, anywhere there's 2 taverns you could stay at. There's the Watcher's there's the Snuggly Duckling.
Oh my god, we have to stay there.
Which sounds more fun?
Well, it kind of depends on what you're after.
Which sounds more likely to have access to people who would know things.
Both of them. Depends on the,
I can't believe, but I agree with Promise. I think the Duckling sounds like more fun.
She's bouncing up and down and going, Duckling, 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 Duckling.
I mean, you guys are my 5 little ducklings.
Florence is knitting her head along to Promise's chant.
hate to disappoint you also. Let us head to the cuddly duckling.
The snuggly duckling.
I have decided
Yes.
that is cuddly. It is
The
cuddly.
cuddly duckling is something altogether different.
The snuggly duckling is why I find it interesting. Cuddly! Eh.
Snuggly, hey.
Eh.
Not let me show it you. No, because I uploaded it in the wrong thing. Because Mert. Welcome to Christina's really crappy map. I didn't label anything. Next time it'll probably be slightly better than this one. Boop. Deep. Deep, deep, deep.
Oh yeah, this one!
This one! You are not going to the beautiful tavern at the top of the hill, where it seems to have beautiful flowers placed outside and has a beautiful sign. You see and make your eyesight locked on this singular story building down the hill. Similar shape towards the Mage Tower and the one that is slightly darker. You look at that sign, this cute, fluffy, golden duckling, and you see the snuggly duckling sign slightly hanging off, or one-sided, a bit lopsided, and head down the wooden pathway down the hill towards this building. Unlike the one at the top of the hill, this looks like an old shed made out of a mismatch of wood and repairs. There is barnacles on one side of the building, and
Christina,
Have you died?
you died?
Uh-oh. Did we just win D&D?
I think we just won D&D. We have beat the DM.
She surrendered to our awesome roleplay.
Testing. Christina.
Hello?
That's a no.
Uh-oh.
So we're all now level 20.
And we just bit the Tarrasque, and the Luck Dragon is now our pet.
Yes.
Yay!
I rolled to
Let's
seduce
try
the Tarrasque.
Oh.
I rolled a
Please
seduce
do.
Oh yeah.
card.
Christina?
Oh no.
No.
Oh, it like lit up for a second.
hello.
There we are.
Oh man, I was talking for ages. Okay, where did I lose you?
We just
Barnacles.
Barnacles.
Barnacles, a great place to lose somebody. Some barnacles. There are barnacles on one side of the building, and it looks weather-worn on the other side, as if it has been battered by the elements. There is a single door, which has there is no windows on this building, and there is no windows on this door. What you guys doing?
so this looks very run down and
Yep, ramshackle.
Perfect. I'm going in.
You're going in?
Going on in. I love Ramshackle and Decrepit. They have the best liquor.
does it seem like it's busy?
As soon as you open the door, there is a roar of noise and a plume of smoke that billows from inside in various shades of colours that you've possibly never seen before. You're pretty sure one might be octarine. Sorry, copyright lich, the 8th colour of the world. And as you go in, you see a mass of people, some at tables filled with coin, cards in their hands looking at each other. There are very beautiful individuals seemingly entertaining at places, and there is a gentleman at the bar, polishing a glass with a very dirty rag, or less polishing and probably more making it dirty.
Spreading the dirt around a bit.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
flavor.
even deliberately making it dirty.
We're in flavor country, people.
Exactly. I agree with that. So I'm gonna go and saunter over to the bar.
You saunter over the bar.
I'm gonna take a seat and hey, what do you got here?
The gentleman looks up at you and smiles a very slow smile. His dark hair sort of twisted behind his ears, and he just gives you a long look before grinning and goes, "Well, would you like to sample the menu we have? Tiramisu, gingerbread, bonbon, mochi, churro, only 5 gold for taste. Or if you're looking for something a little different off the menu, what can arrange that for a cost?"
Churro does sound really good.
That price seems
A little high though.
slightly steep. I mean, we are people here and who just want to experience the true glory of the Snuggly Duckling. We've heard tales of how amazing this place is. Perhaps you could offer us some sort of discount, something more reasonable. After all, we are well traveled, and our voices do carry.
Maybe it's 5 gold for all of this.
Make a persuasion roll.
You can do it.
Jesus Christ, guys! My bonus is an 8.
Yeah, I know. Mine is too, and I've been rolling that bad too.
The gentleman leans across and just sort of puts a finger to his lips and just sort of smiles slowly, and he's like, "Unfortunately, it's 5 gold for a sample of the menu, where I can just get you a beer."
I'll take a beer.
Promise is going to go into her personal funds, take out 5 gold. Her tail's gonna waggle right behind her as she slides it 5 gold forward with both hands and goes, "Tiramisu, please."
Tiramisu. And he looks up and gestures with one finger, and as you turn around, you watch as a pale-skinned, dark-haired woman with very beautiful brown eyes comes over, dressed in a white gauzy shirt and brown leather trousers, comes over and sort of smiles at you and puts her little finger beneath your chin and goes, "Hi, I'm Tiramisu."
Yes!
In which Promise accidentally buys a hooker. Oh, she, like, Promise is like this very light, delicate pink color, and her face is now about the same color as the tips of her hair, which is like this dark pink, and she goes, "Oh, I was not expecting it. Hi, I'm Promise."
"I'm Tiramisu. It's a pleasure to meet you." And she just smiles at you and, like, takes her hand, and then she reaches for a drink and pours you both out this dark liquid before reaching for something else, and you don't know exactly how it works. You think it must be a design from a foreign land, begins to squirt this white cream on top of it before placing it in front of you and her both, and she takes something else and decorates the top of it with a little sprinkle of what you might think might be chocolate, and she just smiles and she goes, "I hear you want a taste of tiramisu."
she's just gonna look between her and what she's doing and her and go, yes?
And she pushes the drink across.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, what are we doing this evening, everyone? I've never had a group before. I'm sure we must charge more for that, or is it just my company with you?
I mean, truth be told, if things play out in the best case scenario, you may end up wanting to write this off as a learning experience, as some training.
I see. I never realized your companion, and she just looks at Promise, like, intently, like, so talented.
Hmm.
And she smiles, and the gentleman at the bar just grins and goes, and just a beer for the gentleman. Anything else for you others?
I ask for a glass of wine.
You ask for a glass of wine, and he goes, do you want the cheap stuff or the really cheap stuff?
Normal cheap is fine.
He places down a bottle in front of you. It says Red Dragon Crush.
It's Red Crush. Okay. I will slip him the money for it. Across the bar, and I will look at Tiramisu and say, "Watch out for her tail." And I will then sort of scan the room to see if there's anyone who seems knowledgeable before I just, I guess, default to, like, asking the barkeeper about our thing.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay, I'm going back to real dice. I swear to God, roll 20.
Also Promise, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me. You look around the room and you notice there's a couple of gamblers' cards at the table. You can't quite make out what's going on. You see a red-haired, almost as if it's fire, gentleman sort of leaning over somebody else and being very attentive to them. You see a tiefling sat in one corner, and you see a couple of others all sat around, sort of lounging effortlessly. You don't really necessarily see anything of any note. There are a lot of people here, and a lot of them look like they could be fishermen, but you're not too sure who might be the best to ask for something. Promise, you're turning a good shade of pink as Tiramisu, like, sort of just, like, very slowly licks a, like, bit of cream off her finger and smiles wickedly at you.
How's my drink?
I think I read about this in a book once.
Is the drink any good?
Do you remember that drink you had in the bar?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh my god, yes.
That hot chocolatey,
Oh,
delicious liquor,
oh man, that's so good.
beautiful, like, white, creamy foam.
Yeah.
It's essentially tiramisu, liquid alcoholic in a glass.
Oh yeah, Promises in heaven, and she's gonna go, this tastes amazing.
Thank you, I know I do. And she winks at you.
Promise is just gonna blush, just look down at her drink like, yep, nope, this is fine, nothing's on fire, this is fine.
The barkeeper just looks at the rest of you. Beer, wine, anything for the rest of you?
I'll just have a water, thanks. This is all the entertainment I need.
Water. That'll be 20 gold then.
What?
Water's 20 gold.
I can actually hear the what. I can see the emoji eyes just like what?
Yeah, basically. Well, if that's the case, I guess I'm having wine then. Do you have anything sparkly?
Hang on one second. And he pours out a glass of something and then puts it down in front of you and casts prestidigitation on it to make it sparkle.
You know what? That'll do. That'll do. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I do
That'll
the
be
same thing to
gold.
make mine taste not like ass.
Yeah, and I make mine taste better than it probably is too.
Grape Kool-Aid.
Roll a D100, please.
Oh god. I didn't get that dice out earlier. Oh yeah, do it that way.
Lation, yours tastes pretty darn good, actually. It's almost leveling like a good cheap wine. Like, not even like a cheap wine. There is a hint of like something in it that you're not like too familiar with. It's a little bit unusual. And you kind of look at like the bottle label and it says made in Barovia.
Oh. God damn it.
Well, oh well. I keep drinking.
Florence, you do yours and it's okay. It's not great.
That's
I just-
All the magic in the world ain't gonna make this better.
and grimace as I drink.
Cautious.
Yes.
What you doing, buddy?
I'm drinking my drink. I'm just shrugging at you guys, like trying to make it taste better with prestidigitation. It's like, yeah, nah, that's not what you do with this. You just drink it.
You drink it and knock it back easily, and he's just like, oh, I see. You're a drinker. So, are you guys adventurers then? You look like the, oh, well, I guess you could be. You don't look like barbarians. They're usually more naked by now.
Well, you know, that might be promise over there in a bit. So, what have you heard about pirates around here lately?
Pirates around here lately. Why do you need somebody to walk your plank, to shiver your timbers, to give your deck a good oiling?
I think I might be able to buy that here, but no. We're searching for a book of some kind, and we heard that there was an old pirates, like a den that was last seen in. I was wondering if you knew anything about that.
Well, I may be interested in booty. I'm not really somebody who's interested in books. They don't tend to turn a coin. But you might want to speak to any of the mayor that hang at the docks.
That's probably a good idea.
You could speak to one of the fishermen here, see if they know anything, but they might have their hands occupied and attention elsewhere.
Are there any of your associates who might have taken an interest in some of these men or women who might know a thing or two?
Well, Machi might. And perhaps if you're interested in something off menu,
Yes, let's
Then-
talk off menu.
then you could always seek Arctic Roll. That's 100 gold, though. And you have to be very consenting.
I narrow my eyes.
But Machi is, for their time, is just 5 gold. They may know something.
I'm gonna look at Carcius and sort of shrug.
Whatever, sounds like a plan to me.
I push 5 gold across the table. Bar, whatever.
He takes the 5 gold and puts it away before gesturing towards the tiefling who looks up, tail twitching, before smiling, all pointed teeth towards you, who, before getting up out of his seats and walking towards you, is green-skinned tiefling, very sharp teeth, very almost amphibious around the neck, and more like he has webbed fingers. That's the word yes,
Yeah.
fingers. Hands. I'm looking at my hands going, what is this called? Fingers.
What are these?
What are these?
What are words?
Very long nails, painted lilac, and he's wearing no top and lilac thin, very gauzy trousers and a lot of jewelry. If there is something that can be pierced, it is pierced. And with very fine, beautiful gold chains hanging from every piercing that he can possibly get. And he comes over and just smiles and goes, so which one of you... no, that's the wrong accent. Hang on a second. I see one of you have bought my a pleasure for the evening. Hello, my name is Machi. It's a pleasure doing this with you.
Welcome to my dungeon.
Welcome to my tavern.
Welcome to my tavern. I've heard you bought my ass. I'm so evening.
Would you like to be making fuck, Berserker?
I mean, darling, if you ask very nicely, then that could happen, yes.
It's like you got this all the way.
Yeah, you're all, you got this.
I will step up without missing a beat, and like sort of run my hand along like the outer sort of like lower hip, and say, "I was told that you're the tiefling to talk to about information about pirates with loose lips."
Oh yes, I do like a good piracy. I like to be glad
Did I like to do the burgle?
Do you enjoy plundering booty?
I love plundering booty, darling. This is the best.
I'm dead.
This is the best. Oh, but if you mean like actual piracy, then I've known a pirate or two in my time, yes.
This is not like any of the books I've ever read. At all. Ever.
You're reading the wrong books then.
So
I
okay,
bother with the books when you can get to the action. That's what my always.
but don't you know, there are some books that teach you new and wonderful things.
Oh yes, I see the pictures. I just flip through it till I can do it. Just put your back to it. Aha!
My God, you're a beautiful idiot.
I know, right? That is what they always say about me. They never let me count the coins.
Okay.
It took me 20 minutes last time. I just like the jingle jangles.
Catchphrase. I just like the jingle jangles.
It's got me with an accent.
Oh my God. Okay. Basically, I want to try to get any information out of Machi that I can.
Okay.
Specifically about pirates, and
Okay.
because again, we're looking for pirates where they would be, so we can get a book.
Okay. So make a persuasion roll for me.
I am not rolling with roll 20. Fuck you, roll 20. Well, I rolled a 4, so that's a 12.
Okay. So after a while, he's like, "Oh, you're so funny," and it does a very lot of irritating laughter. Make a wisdom saving throw for me. I'm just gonna mute myself. I need to cough.
That's a 13.
You do not suffer a point of madness as you listen to Mochi. He does tell you in a very roundabout way that you probably want to speak to one of them there, which is kind of what you're already getting. And make an insight check.
And that went off the table. Insight, that's a 19.
Looking between Mochi and the bartender, you're getting the idea that the bartender might have got that information from Mochi and he just essentially tricked you into spending 5 gold. But Mochi just go, "Oh, but darlings, you could always just go and have spent some time with Arctic Corollias." Arctic Corollias knows all the things.
It's a shame that, I'm but a poor traveler. I don't have the kind of coin to spend on such amazing experiences. If only I could trade a song or a tale. I could sing for the night. I could blow your mind.
Oh, do you want to use your the bardic feat that makes you? Are you an entertainer, sir?
I am an entertainer.
Do you wish to use your feet?
I do.
But she's just like, "Oh, well, baby, you just put on a little sexy dance for us, then maybe we'll let you go see Arctic Corral, yes? Is that what you kind of do? We had a barbarian in here. He was
Okay, I lean in, and as I lean in, I start to sing softly. I want to know what love is.
Oh my god.
And as I get right next to his ear, I say, I want you to show me. And then I, run my tongue along his ear. That's right. I ain't backing down.
I am just staring, fascinated by this.
He just looks at you. I want you to make a performance roll for me.
Okay. That is a 23.
Good job.
Nice.
What's your plus?
Plus 8.
Okay. Cool. He replies in response, not as good as you, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm better. If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it."
Someone please clip that. Please.
I pretend that this is the most amazing thing I have ever heard.
The music you two are making together is, on one hand, beautiful, and on the other hand, in that accent, so fucking weird. But the people in the crowd are just rapt, and even Tiramisu is just sat, giggling her head off, just laughing with such mirth, and everybody's clapping and handing coin after coin over towards the bartender. And he goes, "I think, darling, that'll be enough to make you go see Arctic Roll, yes?"
Yes.
"Okay, but you consent, yes?"
Of course.
"Oh, goody, is it just you or all your friends?"
I look back at the group.
I step backwards towards the bar again, as far as I can go.
Alright, fuck it. I'll let you take this by yourself. Come on, let's go.
Where are we going? Somewhere?
I'm going with him.
Oh!
I really don't want you to go, says Tiramisu, sort of just pouring you another drink and then just smiling sweetly at you.
Come on, Thomas, you can bring tiramisu with you.
Yeah, I look across directly at Tiramisu and say, "There's nothing to fear. You can gladly tag along as well."
Oh my. And as the bartender counts the coin that he's getting, he's just sort of nods and she's like, okay.
Wait, what's going on? I'm really confused now.
Well, unless Promise, who is, of course, and she just sort of lounges and drapes herself over Promise, just like, doesn't want to go. Pat, pat, pat.
Oh. Her tail is just kind of like shaking a little bit. She's like, no, did you want more company?
If you want more company.
Oh. I would hate to think that you guys are going alone. So is this gonna cost extra?
And the bartender counts the coin and just goes, nah. It's like,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Apparently, the stirring performance of Pony and whatever it was your friend said, it's just the ticket to get the juices flowing.
Oh,
There you
I
go.
said it out loud.
Oh, okay.
And he literally just start pouring juice out like apple juice. Or orange juice.
That's the best.
Can you
Yes.
get like player inspiration?
Well, do you want to go see them? Promise.
Um.
You want to join in?
Yes.
Oh, that is fun. You're fun. I like you.
I like you too, Tiramisu.
She just smiles and goes, and then just sort of gets up and sort of picks you up, pops you down. This will be fun. And what she's just like, yes, darling, I just can't to wait. We're gonna have an amazing time. Hello again.
Hi.
It's me, Machi. Let's go downstairs, darlings.
What's downstairs?
That's where Arctic Roll is. You like dank caves, don't you, darling?
Yeah. The bigger the better.
It's very moist down there, so you'll probably need a thick towel.
Oh,
We're gonna get banned from Twitch.
I believe that Carcius has mentioned something that might help. Weren't you peddling something called a ShamWow?
Darling, I want to know all about this.
I start rummaging through my pack for just a random claw. See if
Oh
I
my
can find
goodness. Tell me about this. I am interested in this. Wow.
I'm just gonna go into a whole spiel of just about how it can clean anything, absorb anything, clean up any fluids, any spillage, anything. We're your money back.
How many of these do you have? Because we have many spillages.
I start rummaging through my pack to see how many cloths, this random piece of cloth I can find.
He will literally buy every single one that you have.
Jesus.
How
Well,
much
I don't
of
know.
these? How much of these ShamWows? I'm very excited about the ShamWows.
Low price of 9 gold pieces.
I will take them. I will take all of them. I will take them for 10. And as soon as he says he takes them for 10, like everybody else who works the boss, like, no. Why are we letting no money? No, it's 10. No, 15. I'll give you them two for 15 gold each. 18 gold. Not 18. 20 gold each.
So I just pull out the five piece of cloth, this random piece of cloth that I have in my pack, and just hand him over.
He's so excited about it. He's just like, oh, this will be very good for later, yes. And he, out of his own, like, you're kind of wondering where it comes from, but you don't want to ask too many questions, appears 100-ish gold. And he just gives it to you. It's like, I would count them, but I'm not allowed to count anymore.
No, thank you.
You're welcome, darling. Oh my god, that sounds very exciting, yes. Wow. I believe this is where the copyright glitch comes in and he takes all the coin.
Oh yeah, instead it's actually a ShamWow.
Oh, Shamu.
Yes, Sham. Whoa.
We're halfway there.
Hey, no. That's on my list of bardic songs. You can't use that.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I am a bit of a player too. Okay, whoever is following me, follow the Shamu. And he waves the Shamu with the air like, this is the best. It's clean.
Alright, well, yeah, I'm following.
It
Oh,
thrives.
Don't leave me behind. I'll start toddling after them, but like cautiously, because this is all new to me.
Most of the people up here are pretty much fully dressed, although there is some very vigorous signing going on that you're kind of intrigued and also a little confused about. Make a perception check for me, Florence.
Oh, 12.
You do see a couple of sleight of hands going on, where gamblers are exchanging one card for another at the tables, but apart from that, you're kind of like looking around, don't see anything too, illegal or lewd, as you descend down a set of spiral staircase into, down here it is, you almost think it is beneath the sea level. It is quite cool and cold, and the walls seem to not ooze as such, but at least drip with water. And you watch in the lower light as Mochi leads ahead, going, okay, this way, darlings. Oh, it's that exciting. And you hear a few, everybody make perception checks.
It's starting to be a little suspicious.
Is it two that are seducing?
We're busy.
Oh, okay, natural 20. Cautious, you hear every single dirty word coming from one of the closed doors down this corridor, and it is enough to make any hardened person blush from
Adam?
going on.
This sounds like my kind of place.
Red as well. You hear like a couple of
Oh lord.
All right then.
but again from behind a closed door, and you're still not quite sure what happens. And you go down another set of spiral stairs, and he's like, "Oh, it's down here! I'm very excited. Yes, yes." Ah. And Tiramisu goes, "I never get to play with Arctic Roll."
Tiramisu?
Mm-hmm.
Who is Arctic Girl?
She's one of our more... Well, you know how most of the races are. Genasi or elves or
Yeah.
Dragonborn. She is more of the kind that takes pity on poor unfortunate soul.
Oh, good to know. Thank you, Tiramisu.
I believe the Gnomish call it hentai.
That's exactly what I expected.
And as you go down another set of stairs, further and further below into this bar, you come to a grotto. It is lit up with teal, twinkly lights, and there is a warm feeling coming from a bubbling pool to the left-hand side, and there is a cool breeze coming from a cooler pool to the right-hand side, and in front of you is a massive pool of water. You seem to be in an underground grotto, and as you wait, I want everybody to make perception checks for me. And also, just out of curiosity, tell me what their AC is.
Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na.
AC 17.
Hey. It's an 11.
Are we talking about with? Oh, I don't have mage armor cast because I didn't think I would fucking need it.
No, neither.
So AC is base 10 plus Dex, yeah.
Yar.
Plus any armor you're wearing.
Okay. So, let's see. Perception. Okay.
My AC is a 14.
Okay. Lation is the 17 your AC or your... Oh no, there you go, 17 is your perception. You're the only one who manages to move quick enough as you see it, but you're not that quick. Red is the only one to avoid this wet, slimy feeling as it suckers around your leg and pulls you close to the edge. And you watch as this very voluptuous squid octopus, white shock hair, red lips, big bosom, just emerges from the water, almost looking like she's dressed, looking a little Ursula-esque, let's say, and just goes, "Darlings, I see what you've brought me this evening. Oh, are we gonna have some fun?" And you watch as one of her tentacles just whip out, cracks the side, and goes, "The safe word is sunstone."
Yep.
Okay, so this is... Do I get the feeling that this is a person, a being, who would probably have some sort of knowledge, being they're more mer person than other people here?
Yes. They would definitely have knowledge of underwater goings-ons and activity.
I will sort of step forward and start singing. I will sing a song, a story of a man who is lost and finds a pool of still rosewater that is inhabited by 3 beautiful creatures. The beautiful creatures seduce him and pull him into their waters, and as he sort of fades under their gaze and falls under their thrall, they bare their fangs and they bite, and the first one who tastes his blood withers and starts to die, not knowing that his blood is poison. I do this for about a minute, if that's okay with you.
That is absolutely fine with me.
Enthralling performance. If you perform for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, reciting a poem, blah blah blah. At the end of the performance, choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet of you who watched and listened to all of it, up to equaling your charisma modifier, so 5. Each target must succeed in a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC or be charmed by you. Charmed in this way, the target idolizes you, it speaks glowingly of you to anyone who talks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes you, although it avoids violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf. This effect ends on a target after 1 hour. If it takes any damage, if you attack it, or if it witnesses you attacking or damaging any of its allies. If the target succeeds on the saving throw, the target has no hint that you tried to charm it.
Got it. So I'm guessing you're not charming your buddies.
Nope.
You're charming Octocrawl,
And Tiramisu,
Tiramisu,
and Mochi.
Mochi. They just. What is your. I'm guessing there is a saving throw, yes?
Yes, it's a wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
I'm gonna make. Promise you roll a d6 for me.
5.
Okay, so that's a 15. Red, roll a d6 for me.
Okie dokie. A 6.
I mean, they rolled really shitty anyway. And I'm gonna say Florence, roll a d6.
5.
Okay, so I don't think any of them passed because the 15's the highest.
Yep, 16 was the goal.
Nope, all 3 fail. I'm just look at you enraptured and enthralled by this performance. In particular, Arctic Roll is particularly thrilled by it. The idea of luring somebody to their death.
Okay, and I will quickly, because they're completely charmed by me, I will explain to the group, we have an hour to talk and get information. We need to be out of here in an hour.
Well, all right then.
All right. Well, I guess, can I disentangle myself from whatever was holding me?
Make an athletics check for
All right. That's going to be awesome.
Or acrobatics.
Acrobatics is probably better. I wasn't going to enjoy my -4 death.
You are still pretty suckered in. You managed to loosen up a little bit, but there seems to be very angry welts looking on your skin, but you're still stuck in place.
Arctic Roll, please, someone as beautiful and as wondrous as you, there's no need to inflict any pain upon my companions. At least...
You are absolutely right. Darling.
Thank you. Can you tell me, we are here on a mission of utmost importance. We need to know about pirates.
What do you want to know about the pirate? Do you want to know the tale of Captain Jack?
No, Michael Bolton.
Sharkbait?
I do not want to hear.
This is the tale!
Captain Jack Sparrow. God damn it! That was going to be so good.
She's like, do you want to hear the tales of many pirates who have sailed the seas and found themselves wrecked beneath my body?
Yes, please.
I walk up to Arctic, and I put a finger to her lips, and I say, no. I would love to hear those stories, but unfortunately, we are on a timeline. We have much to do and very little time in which to do it. Okay, then I sort of look at the rest of the group. Sort of like, okay, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I should ask.
If we can hear more tales of this pirate beneath your body.
I mean, do you want to ask straight up about the book?
We could. What exactly do you know about the pirates that we're looking for? We know where they were, yes?
Yeah, wasn't there... my mind is... I've had a day. My mind is foggy.
They were seen near Istol by the Endochian Sea, but it is a village coastal town, coastal village. So you guess that there possibly might have been more than one pirate. So you could be a bit more specific about the books. You could try and see if there's any information she knows about the local area. Maybe you could see there's a couple of different things you could probably ask that she may know or she may not know.
I
say we
straight up go for the big money and start by seeing, do you know anything about that book? If she does, great. And we can go from there. If she's never heard of it, then okay, where do pirates hang out or something like that?
I'll ask directly about the book. If she knows nothing about the book, I will immediately ask about the Wand of the Sepulchre. some made up bullshit that will be like, what was that? In case this ever like goes, is repeated later.
Okay.
All right.
That's with me.
Darling, you want to know about a book? But books are boring when you know body language.
I read them both equally well.
I see you're proficient. What book do you want to know about? I've seen books.
Oh.
Oh, groan, but ding ding.
What's the name of the book? Is what?
The Book of Chronopsis.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chronopsis.
The Book of Chronopsis.
I don't know about a Book of Chronopsis, but I left most of those Pringlares out in the open ocean long ago. The local mares used to have a ship that had been sunk. They had many treasures there. Many booties plundered.
I do enjoy plundering booty. I run like some fingertips along a tentacle.
Oh.
I know, right?
Christina, to be honest, is like,
Yeah, I know.
darling, who doesn't like that? But that's the only book I could think of any sort of. Perhaps if they might have it in their little cave of wonders.
Shut up, Mochi. So okay, so the information we get from this is nothing about a book, but there was possibly one place where there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there was a sunken ship that the local mayor have in their particular nest, cave lair, that she knows of, that they brought many treasures from other sunken ships and wrecks into it.
Can you tell me where this is? This would be incredibly helpful, and being helpful, it's such a good and nice thing to do.
I much prefer spice to nice, but it was 2 miles off the coast, about 300 feet or so below the surface, in an underwater grotto, like this one, but deeper. Can you hold your breath?
Oh, I can hold my breath for as long as I need to, but some of my companions may not be able to. Do you have any sort of way to facilitate us reaching our destination?
You could always speak to one of the herbalists on in the little village, or you could always speak to the mares and see what they have on offer. The herbalist has many potions and plants to be ingested.
Well now, this is quite the revelation. I thank you so much. I do have another question. Just how adorable is it that our little one-horned tiefling is just so blushing red? Isn't that amazing?
It's adorable. She's so cute. Look at the shade of red. I haven't seen a color that red since that girl. And Mochi just starts cheering up, going, "Oh yes, it's the perfect shade of red. It matches my complexion beautifully."
Okay, is there anything else you guys can think of to ask?
Doesn't
Let's see
know
what
about the
else I can go
book.
off of.
Gave us a lead. How to get there and who to talk to so that we can get there in the first place.
Are there any dangers we should avoid?
Well, I've heard telltales of krakens, but they're never sighted this close to civilization. You might find a few shark people to the Saline, or you might find that deep something even greater. The dog monstrosities of the depths. They used to like to dangle girls in front of them, luring weary people into their pointed teeth. There's always eels. I like eels. I've got a bit watchy.
Oh, calm down. Just take a deep breath. Quiet.
She likes eels. I don't find that shocking at all.
Wah.
Ding ding.
I have a good one once in a while.
There could be aboleths if you went that far down. And other things. Dragons sometimes. They like to have their layers beneath the sea. Some of them. And they mostly come at night. Mostly.
It's copyright GA.
Copyright lich, ding ding.
Fries are done.
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
Damn it.
Got a lot of fries.
I've got a lot of tentacles.
Oh dear.
Are you spending the evening, dear?
Unfortunately, we cannot. But I will tell you this. I'm going to compose a song, a tale, a poem of your beauty, of your kindness, and your beautifully destructive and voracious appetite.
I love it. Do it. And she just smiles and sort of like lets go of a couple of you with her tentacles and just sort of pulls them back in on herself like,
Your tale will be known wherever I go.
Just don't make it ballad.
Huh?
Don't make it a ballad.
Oh, I think you said something about valid. I thought, well, I know it would be true. That's the point of validity.
No, I can see where the confusion was. It's okay.
It would be a definitely a thrash metal.
Nice. She looks like she could be down with that. Oh, perfect. Perfect. She
Okay.
just sort of slowly smiles at you. Sort of twisting one tentacle into a come hither. And then with another tentacle whipping it into the ground like whoosh.
Another time, perhaps.
Glorious.
My safe word is, fuck him in the ass because I love Jesus. I love that song.
Why would you bring a carpenter into this?
That's your safe word? That's a really long safe word.
Well,
She just winks. What she's just like, oh, darlings, I loved this. This is beautiful. Oh, only a little light tentacling this time.
okay, is there anything else we want to ask of these guys before we get the shit out?
I think we're good. We got a lead. Know where we're going. We got an idea what's over there. I don't think they're going to know much else.
Which way is the herbalist?
I'm sure.
Tiramisu pipes up when you ask that. She lives over towards the tavern. She lives on the hill just below. The big giant H on the map says the DM.
Okay.
All right, H.
H for herbalist.
Is it?
Which one?
H is silent.
Which one was the tavern? Sorry.
The big tavern on the hill is the one that says tavern.
But the one we're at.
The one where you're at is the one that is the L shape by the big circle at the top of the
Ah,
map.
yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Again, like I said, next time it'll be we'll have actual other words on it.
Like fuck and balls.
Yes.
It's an ass.
Oh yeah.
It'll be Christmas.
What time of it's getting to be later night?
It is late night, yeah. It's probably about coming up to midnight, if not already hit midnight by this point.
Yes. It's basically like pull everyone. Let's pull out and head out of the
Phrasing.
tavern. And if assuming everyone heads out of the tavern together, I will say, let's make our way out just outside of town, camp, and then come back in.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with
Okay.
that.
All right. I mean,
Promise would like to say goodbye to Tiramisu.
Tiramisu would like to say goodbye to Promise. It's like, oh darling, you're not gonna stay the night.
No,
Yeah.
no, not tonight. But I do wonder if that was the sample. What happens if I pay full price?
If that was the safe word, and you'd
This-
pay it full.
Yeah, the sample, the 5 gold for the
Ah.
sample.
Oh, if you'd paid the full price, well, wouldn't you like to know? If she
Okay.
winks at you.
I think you should answer her question. And considering
Oh.
she's charmed by me,
That is true. Oh, well, whatever the lady or gentleman requires, up to a certain limit, of course. I don't do killing.
Oh no. Never ask you to do that. Oh my. Snuggles. That'd be great. Thank you, Tiramisu. I hope you have a good night. And she'll just wave.
She'll wiggle her fingers and she'll just like gently caress your tail and just be like, wiggle. I do good snuggles.
I believe it.
I don't say he got snuggles too. Yes,
Shut up,
I told
Mochi.
not to pick. Mochi just pouts and then continues to talk, but silently. You can see him speaking. You can almost hear his words.
Let's go camp then.
yeah, if we get to a place that's like maybe a little clearing off a road or something, I will spend 10 minutes. It's a ritual, I believe. Liamon's tiny hut.
I was about to say, is it Lehman's
Nice.
tiny hut? The best hut. You head out of town and you see a couple of drunks being kicked out of the Snuggly Duckling. And as you head up the hill, you see that the Watcher's Arms, which is the nicer tavern at the top, seems to have more of a quiet, peaceful atmosphere from it. There's no vomit outside the building. People are exiting very quietly and lovely like. Inside you hear the soft plucking of like a lute. It seems very serene and calm and very opposite to what you've just experienced.
that place
You,
sounds
you head out to the road, you pop up your tiny hut, and you manage to settle in for a good night's kip. Are you making watches by any chance?
you probably should.
I volunteer for first watch.
I'll do the early morning watch, the late watch, the last one, whatever.
Okay. Whoever's doing a watch, will be required to make a perception check.
Perception.
I guess I can watch. I'm not very perceptive.
Say,
it
I'll
didn't
take
count
a
much.
watch. Do we want to watch in pairs or just one at a time?
I'll watch with someone.
You can
Same.
watch with me, promise.
Okay.
All right then.
I don't mind taking the first watching as it's relatively.
It's okay.
Can somebody roll a d6 for me?
Sure.
Cautious, yeah. She didn't earlier.
I feel included.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Oh shit.
I doomed us all. Ha ha ha.
Doom, 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 doom.
We're in the hut.
You're in the hut. It is a nice hut. Your watches pass without event. You don't hear anything throughout the night. It is calm and crisp, and high above you, you can see the stars, and it is beautiful and clean air, unlike some of the cities which have started to advance with the technological advances coming from out of the cities to the east of Moray and from Portsmouth on the continent to the further east. You sleep blissfully, longingly. It is amazing. And in the morning, when you wake up, there is a parcel outside Leoman's tiny hut.
I will take it. None of us saw somebody leave it there.
Nobody saw anything. Did they leave anything there?
Whoops.
Welp.
It is a picnic basket.
Hmm.
Hold on. I need to make a check for bears.
God damn it.
I would like you to roll a bear check then.
Can't I roll criminal instead?
Yeah, boo-boo.
Yeah, go roll your d6.
41 bears.
41 bears. Okay, cool. There suddenly are 41 bears.
Fuck.
Roll initiative. No, it's just a picnic basket. Are you opening it?
Can I
Just
take
make
a?
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll mage hand to open it.
Yeah.
You mage hand it open, and inside is these. I'm trying to think of the word. It's icing sugar coated, like sprinkled, drizzled, frosted, shaken. I'm trying to think.
Dusted.
Dusted. Thank you. It was going to drive me daft until I found it. Icing sugar dusted bagels, which seem to have this beautiful smell coming off it, and you can see this thin layer of egg and bacon and this waft of maple syrup, and there is what seems to be a pot of coffee, and there seems to be a couple of like apple fritters in there, and there's a little card.
Okay.
Take the card.
Yeah. What does the card say?
The card is on cream stock and with a brown chocolate paper, and it says brown chocolate paper, brown ink, sorry. And it says to Promise, I hope you enjoy this breakfast. Shame we couldn't wake up together. Heart, tiramisu, squiggly, little coffee chocolate pot at the end. Doodle.
Oh, she sent over breakfast.
Okay.
Promise's tail is just wiggling now. E.
Do you eat a delicious breakfast, making Christina hungry and drool?
Honest, yeah.
Oh, that's a not long on intelligence check. Fuck yeah, she does.
Okay. Good to
Well,
know.
if she's eating it, I'm eating it, so whatever.
Okay. 2,
Say yeah.
3.
He would watch them start eating it and just go, well, I guess it's okay, and go ahead and have some as well.
You'll find out at midnight if it's okay.
God damn, I was about to say I can't wait to when midnight rolls around and see if I die.
Nope. What you do get is you are immune to poison and being frightened. You make all wisdom saving throws with advantage, and your hit points increase by 14 for the next 24 hours.
Yay, temporary
Is
hit
this kind of like a
points.
hero's feast?
This is a hero's feast.
Nice.
Thank somebody for rolling a 6.
Oh, nicely done.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Praise be to Kyle.
Indeed.
You sit down and partake of this breakfast, and it takes a good solid hour to eat, and it is delicious, and you kind of want to just like roll over and go back to sleep because you're so full. And the maple syrup butter on the egg and the bacon just goes into the French toast bagel, and you're just like, this is the best thing ever, and the coffee is just sweet and delicious. And there seems to be these weird blue candies at the bottom, and they just taste amazing, and you're just like, this is so good. And at the end of it, you are so full that you have got a bright sunny day, and you see the village in front of you full of bustle and life and activity, and that's what we pick up next week.
I cast Fireball at the village.
Ooh, I cast,
It reflects back at you.
I hug it. And
I
make
cast
it-
lightning bolt at the village. Haha.
I was about to say, do you have 120 feet? But that's the other one. I hope you had fun with my NPC.
I
Oh
had
god, I
incredible
love your
fun.
NPCs.
This is so good.
I actually
Ah.
did love her NPCs.
Hey.
I need to cast Lesser
Ew.
Restoration before I go to bed.
Oh.
Clear some stuff up.
Yeah, all good.
Oh, that was so funny. I loved it so much.
Yeah, wrecked.
For everybody still hanging out in chat, thank you guys. I know the low of other big streams which have 51,000 viewers on at the moment is high. Thank you for sticking with us. I hope you enjoyed it. You can also catch the VOD when this ends. On Saturday night, we have got a double bill special of Curse of Strahd, and we have also got for Science Crew. Curse of Strahd is at 8 p.m. GMT, and then for Science Crew is at 2:30 GMT, which is 9:30 EST-ish, 9:30 EST for Science Crew. And then next Thursday we will have the next part in this shop with these amazing players who did really good enduring my terrible accent, which is a common theme in all of my games.
It's not terrible. It's amazing.
I agree.
Amazing.
So
Uh,
wonderful.
I hope you all guys have an interesting and lovely evening. And remember, everybody, it's consent, not tent. And that's where we're going to end for the evening. Thanks, Herm. Can you pull the lever if you're still here?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna pull this lever.